Hey, what up everybody out there in the YouTube internet land? I wanted to jump on here real quick and talk about the whole election shenanigans and kind of put together some puzzle pieces of what's going on right now and kind of what I see as an overall general view of what's happening. First and foremost, I'm talking to you at about 3:28 November 4th. Last I saw, a lot of people are calling some of these states for Biden. Certain people that are doing actual, like, real journalism and whatnot are there's some shenanigans going on in Pennsylvania, in Detroit, all sorts of sketchy behavior. We all kind of knew this coming in, if you've been paying attention, that there was suspect stuff going on. So, but I just want to piece together a couple things. I just listened to a video from Charlie Shamp, who had a prophetic word that came out earlier this year that basically that this election was going to come down to the Supreme Court in a dispute over what happened in Pennsylvania, I think is the way his word went. Either way, he said that corruption would be uncovered in Pennsylvania. And right now that is one of the key battleground states. Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, there's several of them right now that are, we just talked about the stuff that's going on in Detroit and whatnot. So several sketchy things that are going on. All of a sudden, thousands of ballots coming in at 4 o'clock in the morning and being counted when they said they were going to stop counting. And it just so happened that, it turned the tide in favor of Biden right at that time. So lots of different things going on, but the main thing I wanted to jump on here and talk about is the Dana Coverstone dreams that he had, especially the original one that he released on Facebook. A lot of people believe that for whatever reason that now those are false because what he predicted in September didn't come to pass. And really, I don't see it that way, actually. I believe that actually he was right on, or at least the dream was right on. In the dream, the original one that he released, the finger underlined September, tapped on it 3 times. Okay? And then there was another dream he had later on from October. And that I believe it was the second and the third week of October, the hand kind of drew a long line across those dates. Well, anyways, I just want to highlight something to you, is that Ruth Bader Ginsburg died at the end of September on Rosh Hashanah, the Day of Atonement, which is very significant. I do believe that that's what the finger was tapping about and highlighting in September. The fact that Trump appoints a Supreme Court Justice, Amy Coney Barrett, and he gets her pushed through. You had the hearings come in the 3rd week of October, which coincides with his dream. The significance of this is immense because everybody knew that this election could be disputed and probably was going to be disputed in the Supreme Court because everything is playing out just how a lot of people have predicted this was going to play out. And I feel like the Lord is speaking and preparing us loud and clear for what's happening. So there's a scenario that's happening right now with all this. We obviously realize that there's shenanigans going on, that there's possible corruption. But there was several words released by prophets like James Gold that said that Amy Coney Barrett, or this new Supreme Court Justice, before Ruth Bader Ginsburg even died, they predicted that a new Supreme Court Justice would be in place, the 3rd one appointed by Trump, and that she would be like an Esther, and that basically she would deliver, the people of God here in this country. Well, there is a very real possibility, all those prophetic words, that this could boil down, this whole election could boil down, it could come to the Supreme Court, just like Charlie Shamp prophesied, that corruption could be uncovered in Pennsylvania and possibly other places, and that the deciding vote on the Supreme Court will be Amy Coney Barrett's vote that would appoint Trump. Now, this would probably happen later in November, possibly early December, and that the media has completely fanned the flames for this. They have primed the Democrats and all the liberals. They have pumped them up for months over a bunch of phony claims that Trump would dispute the election, that he would not concede, that he would not go out, fairly. There's a bunch of false claims coming out right now that, that essentially what Biden is doing, what he is actually doing, they're saying that Trump is doing. So the media is extremely biased. I mean, if anybody can't figure this out by now, you either listen to the mainstream media solely, or you are literally under delusion, because the facts and the data are clear. The majority of social media and mainstream media is clearly biased. So, but they've been fanning the flames about this for a while, that if Trump disputes it, that he's trying to steal the election somehow. When all the while, Biden is literally what's going on the Democratic side. If you look at actual facts, and the fact that he appointed legally a Supreme Court justice that could decide this, they are pumping up this side, which is clearly the violent side, which would be the people that side on with the Democrats, the liberal agenda. They are clearly pumping them up and getting them primed to have a total freak out, either at the end of this month or in December. So I'm making this video just kind of outlining this. Sorry, my camera's all wobbly here. I wanted to make this video to clearly outline that God has spoken through many prophetic voices, that Amy Coney Barrett, what she represents, the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg was very significant according to Dana Coverstone's dreams. That Charlie Shamp predicted that this would go to the Supreme Court, that Trump would be appointed through a Supreme Court decision that very well could be decided by the vote of Amy Coney Barrett, who came in, and it just so happened, right before the election results. So this is, you couldn't write a script of things, but also that Trump has, God has warned us that this would happen, that they would dispute the Trump decision. And I do believe this will swing in his favor after all the dust is settled and all the facts are in. So I just wanted to let you know that, and I would say prepare for a serious upheaval, because the people in this country are under a strong delusion. They are under witchcraft. The people that have sided with the Democratic agenda, with the liberal agenda, with all of this liberal politics, they are going to freak if Trump is decided the victor. Especially, this is another thing I forgot. They're especially going to freak because Biden is going to declare himself the winner. He already, his people from his side have already said that as soon as a major news outlet declares him the winner, he's just going to move forward as if he is now the winner. We already know the media is completely in the bag for him and completely biased. They don't care about the disputing of these votes. They don't care if it's going to go through the court system, about all these lawsuits. They don't care about none of that. They're just going to declare him the winner, and he's going to move forward as the winner and make Trump go on the defensive, to make it look like Trump is going to try to steal the election. So that's the other thing I forgot about that, which is going to further pump up the liberals. So I just want to forewarn you that this thing could get real ugly, and I see the same thing happening with a lot of these cases, like the George Floyd case and some of these other shootings. Once they actually go through litigation, once all the facts actually are looked at, in the court of a public perception, everyone's just immediately guilty and racist right off the bat. But when you actually put these things up against, facts, and it's litigated, you're going to have to actually prove things. And I believe that there's a good possibility they're going to acquit the officers involved with George Floyd. they're going to acquit most of these officers because it's going to be hard to prove that they actually intentionally murdered these men. You know, George Floyd was high on several drugs that could have killed him. So, and they could prove that in a court of law. So, you know, I just want to prepare everybody that when all this goes down, I really see that this is part of the plan of the enemy, and also why we need to pray, is that this liberal side, these delusional people, are getting so pumped up that when the thing turns the opposite way, that they are going to have a freak out session. And they've already been empowered to riot and loot like nobody's business. So we're going to see an upheaval one way or the other when all the things, the truth comes out on a lot of these matters. So I just want to say, prepare for that. That's something a lot of people are praying, you know, hey, we got to pray that, you know, the corruption is exposed, that Trump gets elected. And I see a lot of that, but people don't realize that when it does get exposed and he is elected and the truth prevails, guess what? The delusional side is going to lose it. So we need to prepare and be praying that it doesn't really hit the fan during that time. So with that all said, I would suggest looking. In fact, I'll link the Prophet Charlie Shamp video. Hopefully it doesn't get taken down. I'll link the Dana Coverstone dream about what I'm talking about right now. I'll link all those things in the description, and just keep praying, and we'll see this thing come through one way or another. I'm just glad my hopes and dreams are not invested in a political party, but they're invested in Jesus Christ, who is our real hope and Savior. So God bless you all. I'll talk to you later.